A beautiful, wonderful, splendid, and fabulous morning to you out there listening to I-FLIER 103.3 FM IBADAN. Welcome to another day. It is the day the Lord has made. We shall rejoice and be glad in it. I shall rejoice and be glad in it. It is a special day, an amazing day, and I can only say thank you, God. Yes, it's another day to go through the newspapers this morning, and I welcome you on Press Drive right here on I-FLIER 103.3 FM IBADAN. Let's take you through headlines making rise in the national dailies this morning. I am a driver this morning. ESTHER ATILOLA is my name, and I welcome you on board. I have the Punch newspaper, I have the Nation, and the Daily Post newspapers. I'll start with the headlines before we move to details of the stories we want to look at this morning. Remember, you can be a part of the conversation on Press Drive. You can call the studio lines, which are open when it's time. On Facebook, you can watch us live at I-FLIER 103.3 FM live. At I-FLIER 103.3 FM live. Like, share, follow us, and if you want to react to the stories this morning, do feel free to drop a comment on our Facebook page. Alright, I'll start with the Punch newspaper. Let's go through some of its headlines this morning. And one of the top headlines rather includes Final Salute. Nigeria bids Buhari emotional farewell. Final Salute. Nigeria bids Buhari emotional farewell. Marketers protest as Dangote moves to crush cooking gas price. Marketers protest as Dangote moves to crush cooking gas price. Sanwo-Olu vows to prosecute attackers of LASMA officials. Sanwo-Olu vows to prosecute attackers of LASMA officials. Away from that, back to former President Muhammadu Buhari. Oshibajo, Atiku, Amechi, others pay last respect to Buhari. Osibajo, Atiku, Amechi, others pay last respect to Buhari. Buhari's daughter mourns late father. Buhari's daughter mourns late father. Final flight. How Buhari's body was flown in aircraft cabin. Final flight. How Buhari's body was flown in aircraft cabin. Other headlines on the Punch newspaper, still on late former President Buhari. Buhari will be remembered for pragmatism. Buhari will be remembered for till last moment, says ex-campaign director. Buhari defended rule of law till last moment, says ex-campaign director. Why Emir Sanusi was absent at Buhari's burial. Why Emir Sanusi was absent at Buhari's burial, says associate. Away from Buhari, Ogun workers insist on Abiodun talks over pensions row. Ogun workers insist on Abiodun talks over pensions row. Sanwo-Olu hails LASMA's tech transformation at 25th anniversary. Sanwo-Olu hails LASMA's tech transformation at 25th anniversary. Still in Lagos State, Lagos unveils 500 billion naira MSME fund for women traders. Lagos unveils 500 billion naira MSME for clerics. Citizens offer prayer for Buhari. Northern clerics, citizens offer prayers for Buhari. Buhari was a titan, rare patriot. Buhari was a titan, rare patriot, Afe Babalola says. Shekarawu says Buhari had strong passion for Nigeria. Buhari. Away from Buhari, IPAS demands credible local government poll reforms from Rivers boards. IBAS demands credible local government poll reforms from Rivers boards. Awujale pivotal to APC's formation, says Bakari. Awujale pivotal to APC formation, says Bakari. Saudi King, Crown Prince mourn Buhari. Saudi King, Crown Prince mourn Buhari. Still on Buhari, Buhari's faith in my ability, a lifetime honor. First female accountant general says Buhari's faith in my ability, a lifetime honor. First female accountant general says. Buhari's death wake-up call to improve health facilities, Archbishop Martins says. Buhari's death wake-up call to improve health facilities, Archbishop Martins says. Buhari was a patriotic leader, Kuka Sultan say. Buhari was a patriotic leader, Kuka and Sultan say. Jigawa PDP residents mourn. Jigawa PDP residents mourn. Kwara. Okay, let's move away from that. Let's come to other stories. North Central State mobilized joint security to crush bandits. North Central State mobilized joint security to crush bandits. Let's go through the last set of headlines on the Punch newspaper this morning. Family group petition Anambra CP over unlawful detention and prosecution. Family group petition Anambra CP over unlawful detention and prosecution. Utilize research findings to boost food security, Don tells government. Utilize research findings to boost food security, Don tells government. Abia varsity lecturers lament 12 months unpaid salaries. Abia varsity lecturers lament 12 months unpaid salaries. Away from that, youth group wants members against crisis. Youth group wants members against crisis. Lawyer vows to champion judicial reforms in Imo State. Lawyer vows to champion judicial reforms in Imo State. Lastly, on the Punch newspaper, says Oluwo, Awujale's burial frees Yoruba kings from ritual slavery, says Oluwo. Back to Abia State, Abia residents seek government intervention on land dispute. Abia residents seek government intervention on land dispute. Abia community moves to revive 3,000-year tradition. Abia community moves to revive 3,000-year tradition. And finally, Assembly Committee tours erosion sites in Abia. Assembly Committee tours erosion sites in Abia. Rights Group petitions PSC and HRC over killings and arrest. Rights Group petitions PSC and HRC over killings and arrest. Now to the Nation newspaper, let's go through some of its headlines. Buhari exits in blaze of glory. Buhari exits in blaze of glory. The final journey home of a former president. The final journey home of a final president. United States UAE visa issuance. Federal government begins action on issues of concern. United States UAE visa issuance. Federal government begins action on issues of concern. Adeosun says, serving under Buhari, my greatest honor. Adeosun, serving under Buhari, my greatest honor. Fani Kayode pays tribute to mighty warrior. His demise, a personal law, says ex-CNS Jibrin. Katsina governor rather condoles with Tinubu. Ex-president epitomized virtues, say Daura victims. Ex-president epitomized virtues, say Daura residents. Still on the Nation newspaper this morning, going through some of its headlines. Okay, I'm saying this. Transportation varsity promises to immortalize ex-president. Transportation varsity promises to immortalize ex-president. Ayedatiwa assigns portfolios to Ajanoku, Awolowo, 13 other EXCO members. Ayedatiwa assigns portfolios to Ajanoku, Awolowo, 13 other EXCO members. Commissioner will bring his experience to bear in promoting information. Commissioner will bring his experience to bear in promoting information. 2027, 300,000 voter cards uncollected in Ondo State, says INEC. 2027, 300,000 voter cards uncollected in Ondo, says INEC. Lagos PDP chairman reject council election result. Lagos PDP chairman reject council election result. Ibadan to hold art herb competition. Ibadan to hold art herb competition. Let's now go through the last set of headlines on the Nation newspaper this morning. Back to Buhari. Buhari never turned his back on the needy. Buhari never turned his back on the needy. Away from that, Akpabio appeals judgment on Natasha's suspension suit. Akpabio appeals judgment on Natasha's suspension suit. Finally, on the Nation newspaper this morning, back to Buhari. UN lauds Buhari for promoting peace, security in West Africa. UN lauds Buhari for promoting peace, security in West Africa. Let's now go to the Daily Post newspaper very quickly. Let's go through some of its headlines. 2027 uncertainty as Tinubu APC begin new chapter without Buhari. 2027 uncertainty as Tinubu APC begin new chapter without Buhari. Ex-President Buhari had phobia for economic reforms, says Ruwani. Ex-President Buhari had phobia for economic reform, says Ruwani. Okay, Jigawa government warns against illegal allocation of land. Jigawa government warns against illegal allocation of land. I pity Tinubu. Katsina Governor Rada recalls what Buhari told him. I pity Tinubu. Katsina Governor Rada recalls what Buhari told him. Some Buhari's appointees betrayed his trust. Corruption worsened. Former Reps member says. Some Buhari's appointees betrayed his trust. Corruption worsened. Former Reps member says. And finally, on the Daily Post newspaper this morning, Jigawa by-election. PDP screens candidate boast of victory over APC and NPP. Jigawa by-election, PDP screens candidate boast of victory over APC and NPP. Yes, let's move to details of the stories we want to look at this morning. Joining me for analysis is Honorable Femi DBC. It's a pleasure to have you on Press Drive this morning. Good morning.
Yeah, good to be here again. Good morning, Esther. Good morning, Nigerians. Good morning, my people. How are you doing out there? Welcome to Press Drive once again.
Thank you. Remember, you can be part of the conversation on Press Drive. You can call the studio lines, which are open when it's time. On Facebook, you can watch us live at I-FLIER 103.3 FM live. Like, share, follow us, and do react to the stories this morning. All right, since we have a lot of stories as regards late former President Muhammadu Buhari, we're just going to look at some of the things people have said about him and join his regime as the president of Nigeria. And I'll start with this. Buhari defended the rule of law till last moment, says ex-campaign director. Former Deputy Director of the Muhammadu Buhari 2019 Presidential Re-Election Campaign Committee is a man of integrity and a staunch defender of the rule of law. In a statement on Tuesday, Ayuri expressed deep sorrow over the passing of the former Nigerian leader. In his tribute, Emami lauded the late president's unwavering commitment to the Nigerian project and the founding principles of the All Progressives Congress. He said, and I'm quoting him, on the rule of law. Even as president, he resisted the temptation to interfere in democratic processes allowing opposition parties to win in off-season elections conducted during his tenure. And this goes on and on. He said, as petroleum minister, he supervised the construction of 21 depots nationwide, expanded pipeline networks, and built storage facilities, including the pipeline connecting Bonny Terminal to the Port Harcourt refinery, he said. Now, that's one thing someone has said. Let's now go to the Daily Post newspaper, because I actually saw some things there. Let me start with Rwani. He says, ex-President Buhari had phobia for economic reform, says Rwani. Popular economist and the chief executive officer of Financial Derivatives Company, Bismarck Rwani, has said late President Muhammadu Buhari has a phobia for economic reforms. Rwani, who was part of Buhari's economic team, disclosed this in the channel's television program in honor of the late ex-president. He noted that by the time Buhari inaugurated his cabinet, the country had been hit badly by the external economy in dollars. He added that ex-president Buhari's economic team was overwhelmed and ill-prepared to tackle the numerous challenges the country faced. He now said, and I'm quoting him, he was scared of reforms. He has a phobia for reforms based on his antecedent when he was in the military. So let's start with these two stories. Ex-President Buhari had phobia for economic reforms, says Rwani. Another Punch newspaper. Buhari defended rule of law till last moment, says ex-campaign director. Let's start with those two stories first.
Oh, well. To every interest and individuals, and even to the nation itself, Buhari means a whole lot of things to different people. It all depends on from which angle you are looking at him. Well, somebody mentioned that Buhari was a man of integrity. Well, yeah, of course, to him. Somebody said he was a nationalist to the core. Yes, he was in the military. He fought for the nation. Yes. Somebody said that, yeah, he cannot steal a penny. Well, maybe that's true. But then, of course, there is this unresolved monumental fraud in the NNPC when he was the
petroleum minister
under Obasanjo. $2.8 billion. As at now, that money, you can equate that to about $300 billion. Go and do the arithmetic. The highest stealing ever, yet unresolved, unraveled till date. That was in the late 70s. Yes, late 70s. Maybe between 78, around 78 and 70, before Obasanjo left office. Unresolved till now. Not only that, somebody said he's a patriot. Yes, patriotism to some people means different things. Buba Galadima, in his own tribute, in his own statement yesterday, mentioned that it is time to speak about Buhari. The reason why they brought him, it was against his wish to come and become the president. Yeah, he mentioned that. When Obasanjo was to leave in was during the time of Obasanjo, that was 19 before Obasanjo came in. That was 1998.
Okay.
When OPC began. OPC was about to take over Ilorin. OPC became a threat to Fulani hegemony in Ilorin, and the attention was that the moment ownership in Ilorin was brought down, and of course the Yoruba king there was elevated. Yes, similar thing can begin to happen. So they needed somebody to stand up for the cause of the Fulanis. So he said that was how they brought Buhari. In fact, he said Buhari said he couldn't go into politics, but the moment they mentioned Fulani interest, he said, I'm interested, and that was how he came into politics, to defend Fulani interest, not seriously because of the fact that he was about to fight for the cause of the nation as a whole. That was my strong meaning to what Buba Galadima said. And to corroborate that, remember in 1984, when he was the military head of state. Peter Hono was the acting general secretary for the Organization of African Unity, and he was seeking election to become a substantive secretary of the African Union, now African Union, but then it was OAU, Organization of African Unity. Yes, rather than our own head of state promoting and voting for Peter Hono in Nigeria, his own candidate, yes, he brought up a candidate against him from Niger Republic, and that person won.
Niger Republic.
Yes, I cannot equate that to what you call patriotism. So, you know, there are a few things you can just keep talking
when he
about.
was the head of state?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Peter Hono, go and check that history. Peter Hono was the acting general secretary of the OAU then, and he promoted a candidate against his own candidate from Niger Republic, and that candidate from the Niger Republic won that particular seat. So, you know, there are a few things we can just keep talking about. And when you talk about patriotism again, it has to do with defending the nation. Yes, when the First Republic fell, in fact, First Republic was the height of a nation in this country. In fact, that was when we got a nation. And of course, the coup that saw to the end of the First Republic happened to be the crisis we cannot solve till date. But of course, we were able to pick ourselves up together in the Second Republic. In fact, the Second Republic was vastly stronger to me. Some people might be saying, yes, the Second Republic was corrupt, but we failed to identify the landmark achievement of the Second Republic, which was the steel industry, which we had then. And then you add steel to that, then you become an industrialized nation. You can manufacture vehicle and anything industrially from beginning to the end. And of course, do you know that that particular democracy was brought down by the coup that brought in Buhari? I don't see that as patriotism from my own angle. So, you know, a whole lot of things we can keep talking about. Yes, Kemi Adeosun, good enough. Yes, maybe never in his life he never thought about becoming a minister in the Federal Republic, especially in that coveted seat, a first grade ministry. Yes, she had that shot. Yes, to him, of course, that is it. So, to everyone that benefited from Buhari's regime, they will speak the best of the man. And of course, people keep saying that you don't speak ill of the dead. Yes, I agree with you, but the history can speak ill of the dead. Okay. And whether you will be like it or not, all of us are product of history. I can understand. Yes, I think the truth about that particular saying is that before you bury a dead person, you don't speak ill. You have on time of that particular person. You learn from his mistake. I can understand. So there's no way you can learn from somebody's mistake without first of all analyzing his mistake. So no. So what we are doing today is not condemning the man. It's analyzing his life and time, so that we as a nation can learn from the kind of life he lived. So, and of course, when you are talking about somebody defending the cause of the Fulani, yes, he defended the cause of his own people, but of course at the expense of the nation called Nigeria. Yes, somebody said, well, he defended the rule of law to the last. Oh, I don't know the meaning of the rule of law in that regard anyway, because even at the international level, during this whole time, he flouted so many rule of laws, so many of them. Even what you call human right infringement was almost at the peak in his own time. Yes, well, maybe it was his doing, his own making or not. Well, of course, he happened to be the head of the head of government as at that particular time, because people were arguing that yes, not him, he was sick at a particular time, and maybe by proxy, but whether by proxy or directly, what happened is that within his own time, a whole lot of things. In fact, don't forget, economically, when he was alive, even when he was in government, former President Obasanjo called him a particular name. He said that he is economically illiterate. You remember that? Okay. In fact, in his own time, that was when the economy nosedived completely. In fact, that was when we saw the contrary way of economic approach
Rwani said he was scared or he had a phobia for economic reforms.
No, phobia. When you say phobia, it's not phobia per se. I won't want to call that phobia. I want to call I think it's deliberate. Reason. You see, some people from the north, enjoy so much certain privileges economically. You see, when it comes to foreign exchange, that was when it must drive. You see, a whole lot of foreign exchange, opportunities are accorded to some people to make sure that at least they are economically, boosted. Maybe for political or whatever reason, of tribal reason, I don't know. Just give them the opportunity, get dollar at very ridiculous amount from the central bank or from certain commercial banks and all that from the north. And then at the end of the day, what does that do to your economy? When you channel your foreign exchange to non-productive sector, during the same time you see a whole lot of things that has to do with round tripping and a whole lot of things. Economy lose drive. So yeah, this is not rubbish in the man, but of course we are trying to analyze events in his own time. Yeah, so I don't want to see it as phobia, because when you have phobia for something, then I don't think, because that's why you are there, then you have no business running the government. Then it means that you have phobia for governance. That is what it means. When you are talking about economy, that is the soul of governance. You annex the resources of the nation for the benefit of everybody without fear or favor. So that is what governance is all about. That is what it rests on. It is true that you can get the money to give them to provide security, to provide welfare, enable environment for people to drive, energy to drive the economy, a whole lot of things. So you can't have phobia for that.
Okay.
So if you do that, I think it is deliberate.
All right. So we're going to take more stories, since you've been able to touch most of the stories on late former President Muhammadu Buhari. Let's come to these two stories and then we'll wrap up with that. Some Buhari's appointees betrayed his trust. Corruption worsened. Former Reps member. A former member of the House of Representatives, Dachong Bagos, says some happening worsening of corruption during the administration. Bagos made this statement on Tuesday when he appeared as a guest on Politics Today, a program on China's television, shortly after Buhari was laid to rest in Daura, Katsina State. Now let me quote him. He says, looking at an individual of the president, he was able to look at fetching out people that he supposedly assumed would help him run the administration. But we now found out that at the end of the day, the issue of anti-corruption, the perception that we all held him in high esteem as a man of integrity, fighting corruption and ensuring transparency, you will now find out today that some of the people that were part of his administration are today facing one or two anti-corruption issues. He said, according to him, Buhari's oversight, in monitoring and evaluating his appointees posed a challenge during his administration. Some Buhari's appointees betrayed his trust. Corruption worsened, former Reps member says. Now, let me come to this so we can put these two stories together. I pity Tinubu. Katsina Governor Rada recalls what Buhari told him. Governor Diko Rada of Katsina State has recounted a conversation he had with the late President Muhammadu Buhari. Rada recalled how Buhari had told him he pitied President Bola Tinubu for being brave enough to remove the subsidy on fuel. Buhari passed away on Sunday at a London clinic at the age of 82 and was buried yesterday at his Daura residence with full military honor. Now, speaking to journalists on the sidelines of Buhari's burial in Daura, the governor said, and I'm quoting him, "Let me use his words. I pity Bola President Tinubu for what he's doing. He's a brave man for removing the fuel subsidy. When I was president, whenever I made an attempt to remove the subsidy, a lot of people would give me too many reasons not to do so. But Bola did it immediately. If he did consult the people, he could not have removed the fuel subsidy removal." Okay, so.
Yeah, Bago, first. Yeah, Bago said that there were betrayers.
Yes, some of his appointees.
Yeah, maybe or maybe not. The reason is this. Bago is a politician. Buhari is a military man. Buhari know the true meaning of what you call trust. In military, you don't betray trust. Obasanjo don't know the true meaning of trust. You can't simply betray him and go away with it, even when he was there as a politician, as the president of the country. Yeah, you are going for that immediately. Even the closest person to him. But they just did it, he went for it. So they know the meaning of it and they know how to handle trust. I hope you understand.
Okay.
So if somebody betray an ex-military man who is always a military man, and the military man condone it, it means that of course the party to it. So I won't spare that from Bago.
Okay.
That's number one.
But you know that stuff like that actually during his administration went around that, oh, he's a man of integrity, which of course persons have said while paying tribute to him. But then those who he appointed in his cabinet could have been the ones
he has the
corruption.
Do you know that he has the power to hire and fire?
Yes.
Unhindered power. So the moment you tolerate something, then of course you are. I mean, you are already. You know. I mean, it means that you are pleased with that.
Okay.
He knows fully. The president knows fully aware that even an average minister is a member of the presidency. Whatever he does, the president does it by proxy. I have to understand that.
Yes.
So if he tolerates it, it means that he's. I mean, of course, he cares about it. And if he cares about it, then of course he's with that particular person in whatever he's doing. So he has the power to hire and fire. So and that power is unlimited. So I will not spear Bago. I'm saying that again. And of course, Buhari, coming to the statement of Buhari, that particular statement is pregnant with meaning. Go and read it very well. Yeah, he pitied him. Yeah, not as if he was not the one who removed the current president is not the one who removed the subsidy. It has been removed on paper before he arrived. It's only the implementation. And of course, remember, Buhari had a timeline. He said, okay, we are not going to do this. So he said by June ending. And of course, our president would have come in by May 29, meaning that a month into his administration, yes, subsidy will cease. I have to understand. And the belief was that Dangote would have come on stream. So which will automatically breach the gap. So I have to understand. So it means that it has very had a soft landing. That's a credit to him in many ways.
Okay.
I'm telling you, it's a credit to Buhari in life and in death. So he said, look, if you are going to remove subsidy, then there must be an alternative to subsidy. So let Dangote be on stream. By the time they come on stream, because the timeline was that Dangote would have come on stream by that particular period. So when it comes on stream, then of course we can remove subsidy. So Dangote will not breach the gap. I have to understand. But of course, Dangote was set to come on stream. Our president came in and of course subsidy. I have to understand. I'm telling you, maybe we wouldn't have run into this kind of problem. But of course, subsidy on Nigerian naira in exchange to dollar was also removed, which can provide adequately a kind of soft landing. So meaning that economy will be slowed down automatically. Inflation, in fact, the reason why we are having it so bad today is not seriously because of the first subsidy removal. It's because of the naira subsidy removal. And some people were arguing that yes, I mean, it can do it, but of course, that was part of the reason why World Bank and the IMF they criticized the way manner he implemented that particular reform. You don't. If you want to run, you can't. I mean, I don't think you. I mean, you don't need to shoot yourself in the legs because you need legs to run. Those are the two legs.
Okay.
Our oil, which is the mainstay, and our currency unit. So the two you cannot just do at the same time. But he did the two at the same time, which leads us to the crisis we are having today, because the two led to the fall of what you call industries in Nigeria today. It slowed down the economy and reduced the people's spending power. If the people's spending power had not been reduced, maybe, of course, we are making some money. Yes, we'll be able to cope with the prices of energy. But of course, the energy is high, and we all need it. Then the little currency you have, they are worthless in the market. Then how do you carry on? So those are the two. I mean, those are the problem with it.
All right, still on Buhari, I'm seeing two stories right here. UN laud Buhari for promoting peace, security in West Africa. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has praised former President Muhammadu Buhari's key role in promoting regional peace and security in West Africa. Guterres, in a statement by spokesperson Stefan Dujarric, said, and I'm quoting, "The Secretary General is deeply saddened to learn of the passing of the former President Muhammadu Buhari. He demonstrated a deep commitment to the sovereignty, stability and development of his country. He also played a key role in promoting regional peace and security in West Africa and the Lake Chad Basin." Let's talk about the security and peace that in West Africa.
Some people might not just understand when you mention Lake Chad Basin. In fact, Lake Chad Basin happened to account for maybe about 70% reason why you have insurgency in Nigeria today. And if you don't solve that crisis, the crisis at the Chad Basin, yes, the humanitarian crisis and insecurity will persist, because Chad Basin had diminished to the minutest quantity now, and that particular basin provide the mainstay for agriculture in the north. It provides water for their livestock and all that, so they don't need to come down south. But the moment they need to scramble for the little water that is left in the basin, they now need to come to the hinterland. So looking for ways of grabbing land so that they can resettle and a whole lot of things. So that is one crisis. And Buhari, it's part of the promise of the current administration. The President Tinubu, that if I said it, he said I will recharge Lake Chad, but no effort has been made towards that, even as we are speaking now. So which probably part of the reason why the Northerners are feeling the other way around concerning the current administration. So that is number one. Then number two, coming to the United Nations. Yes, to most of us, we might not know what peace means to the United Nations. Sometimes peace might mean war to them. Yes. Okay, let's look at what you call peacekeeping now. When I say peacekeepers are people that are armed with guns to go and kill. Yes. So the belief is that when you come with superpower, super weapons, and you subdue the other party, then you are not maintaining peace. So, but peace to them, peace is relative anyway.
Okay.
But true peace is equity. True peace is it's all about doing things. Let everybody have the social, what you call social justice. But of course they are not saying it that way in this regard. I don't know, because throughout his time it was trouble all over when it comes to insecurity, and I don't know when at what point in time insecurity subsided during his 8 years. I couldn't see that. And not only that, don't forget the issue within the ECOWAS. It did not just start immediately during the time of Tinubu. It has been there. So I don't know, but of course they said he's a man of peace. Good enough. Even in life, they even gave him an award. So for being a man of peace. So to them, peace is relative. But to us in Nigeria, maybe we get another meaning for peace.
Okay, still on the Buhari's death, and this has to do with the health sector. Buhari's death wake-up call to improve health facilities, Archbishop Martins says. The Catholic Archbishop of Lagos, Most Reverend Alfred Martins, has described the death of former President Muhammadu Buhari in a London hospital as a wake-up call for Nigerian leaders to urgently revamp the nation's ailing healthcare system. In a condolence message issued on Tuesday, the Archbishop expressed sorrow over Buhari's passing and used the occasion to highlight the long-standing issue of medical tourism among the country's political elite, which he said reflects poorly on Nigeria's healthcare infrastructure. He said, and I quote, "This anomaly not only drains the purses of those who can afford it, but more importantly, deepens the pain of those who cannot afford treatment abroad. They are left with the feeling that they are being abandoned to die from illnesses that are otherwise treatable."
Well, you see, Chidi Odekalu sounded like a prophet. He said, like, if you fail to revive, he was speaking to our leaders, so you fail to revive our health sector, you will risk created back into the country when you die overseas. And it happened. Yeah, don't forget that we sank millions of dollars in equipping, building and equipping what you call Asoro Clinic. And of course, the wife of the president claimed that you can't even get syringe there. So where was that money? Well, just like I keep saying, in the 70s, down to the 80s towards, even the Saudi royal family, they come to Ibadan here, you see it, for health, to address, to take down their health concerns. So what happened to UCH today? And will you gladly want to recommend UCH for anybody? You can't. So is it the question of money? The answer is no. We get the money. And why is it we fail to Do that. And if the federal government is not doing that, how about the state governments? In fact, you can, under PPP arrangement, you can arrange for the best of hospital to be established in your own state here. The state provided the lands and other economic hospital. So you can make it, I mean, you can, but all of things you can do. But did we do that? You want to ask the reason why. There must be a way of using that to get. Let me. I mean.
All right.
I don't. Maybe I shouldn't just speak, because a whole lot of things is on my. Happen to be on my mind. I've thought of that.
Okay.
A whole lot of things. What the leaders enjoy traveling from what to call medical tourism. And somebody posted something which I'm still trying to work on in terms of research. They said that even in death, the family of Buhari, they'll be enjoying what you call overseas treatment, even for life.
Yes. So
a lot of things have been. So they have mapped out those things. Even if you serve for 2 years and you die, your family keep enjoying. But somebody who served the nation for 35 years meritoriously, without blemish, in fact, by the time you leave the service, you don't have access to your entitlement. To maybe some of them die. So I don't know. One of the footballers that played for us in the 80s, so many of them will die mysteriously. What is wrong with the government? Probably provided for them what you call health insurance policy that covers them for life, for having done so much for the nation. So this should go to even retirees who have served the nations for over 35 years. But of course, that exclusive privilege, has been made available to any political officer that serve at that particular level. I mean, maybe even if it is for a period of 9 months, because our military, the last head of state, Abu Abdulsalami, served for only 9 months, and he's enjoyed such privilege as well. And his family will be enjoying such privilege even after his demise. So why are we just like that as a country? But of course, yes, I still say there must be equity. It is when you have equity that you can claim to have a country that is enjoying peace. Without equity, there won't be peace. And you cannot shut the people's mouth from even analyzing the debt, like I did this morning, because the only entobasheri o kore ne pare, enti o se dada o kore ne pare. Because enti perfect. Nobody is perfect. I can understand. Okay. But of course, whatever you do will be a subject of history, will be a subject of reference for life.
All right, thank you very much. I think we're going to wrap up with everything that has to do with late former President Muhammadu Buhari, and we'll come to other stories. But let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll open the phone lines and take your reactions this morning.
States redefined. Real estate redefined with Anujat Homes and Properties, your dependable real estate managers. At Anujat Homes and Properties, we offer professional, reliable, world-class services. Build your choice homes in any of our estates across Nigeria. Land and properties bought at Anujat Homes is free from all encumbrances, no extra charges, no land grabbing, no Omo Nile Wahala. Our land sales come with CFO, red copy survey, and other valid documents. Grab this special offer. Now selling Comfort Estate near Circular Road, Ajia, Matako, Ibadan. There is accommodation for installment payments. Enjoy 500,000 naira discount on any land or property you buy at Comfort Estate, Ajia, Matako. Contact Anujat Homes and Properties at Tinoade Complex, Ginorere 2 of Alakia Iyano Church, Ibadan. Telephone number is 081-6797-9307 or 081-6576-7385. Anujat Home and Properties Limited. Totality of real estate is our mandate.
Thank you very much for staying with us. Let's open the phone lines to take your reactions this morning. 0705 500 1033 0905 444 1033 0705 500 1033 0905 444 1033. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
My name is
Caleb Alabi from Malaka Shabolu.
It's good to have you.
I just want to comment on the statement to Archbishop Martin Skuka, who said that the death of Buhari is a wake-up call for leader to rehabilitate, upgrade our health facility in Nigeria. Because we have all the resources to develop our health facility. It's not a shame for Abubakar Salami saying that IEE, that is an ex-president, they are in the same clinic. When you are in the position to put this hospital in Nigeria to international standard, you say, work for them. That is inevitable. Either a rich man or poor man want to die. This tourism, medical tourism abroad should be stopped. Secondly, on the issue of cooking gas, that Dangote is said to cut the price, where the marketer are kicking against it. These are the enemy of the nation. And this yet you are in Nigeria still cooking with sawdust, cooking with firewood. When somebody is said to bring down the price, you are kicking against it. They said you will monopolize the industry. But the industry is still monopolizing. They are self-center. Have a networking day.
You also have a nice day, Mr. Caleb. Appreciate your comment. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, my dear.
Thank you very much.
I'm yours very truly, Evangelist. Good morning, sir. Amen.
You are
not one working.
Thank you, God. I'm Evangelist Olataiwo from Dukwarawa. You see, the death of Baba Buhari should be a lesson for our leaders. If they are taking care of our health sector, it will not happen to him like that. You see, when he was in power, he did not do anything for health. You see what happened now? Oku Muslim Jojo Kelo, over 48 hours. It's so good. Our leaders should learn a lesson from there. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Evangelist Jonathan. We appreciate your comment. Keep it coming in. Also on our Facebook page, you can drop a comment right there at I-FLIER 103.3 FM live. At I-FLIER 103.3 FM live. Like, share, follow us. Do drop a comment right there. Thank you very much. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning to you, ma'am.
Good morning to you, ma'am. You're welcome.
Yes, ma'am. Who's calling from Alaka?
It's good to have you.
I'm with my daddy. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Sister Ruth. How are you this morning?
Sir. Fine, thank you, sir. So now that the late Baba Buhari has finally been laid to rest, which I pray God will continue to rest his soul, I just hope his death will serve as a lesson to our leaders of today to always do the right things, because so many negative comments have been flying around since the announcement of his death. We should not have been. Had it been, he has really done so well in his administration. So our leaders should always have us and not just themselves alone. Good morning.
Thank you very much. Appreciate your comment, Madam Ruth. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you, sir. It's good to have you.
Nigeria has paraded mediocre leaders. In fact, virtually it's independent. Most of the people that are the advantage position, they are not competent to lead the country. But because of the corrupt system, they emerge as leaders. So, hello.
We can hear you, sir.
So, it is expected that we greet the death of almost all of them with negative criticism because they don't perform. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Comrade Kendi Ojoa. We appreciate your comment. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Yes,
You're welcome, sir.
hello, good morning.
You're welcome, sir. Good morning to you.
Yes, ma'am. Honorable, good morning,
My very own pastor, good morning, sir.
Yes, sir. Pastor Odele speaking from Alaka.
You're welcome, sir.
That the death of Mr. Buhari, Alhaji Buhari, will serve as a lesson to our leaders. I don't think so. Average Nigerian politicians have sold their hearts and soul to the devil, and they are doing them to repent. Not that one, except God arrest them. They are only but.
Pastor Ayodele, please do call back. The network actually ended the call, but please do call back. Thank you very much. Let's go on our Facebook page. Okay, there's another call. Let's pick this call for go on our Facebook page. Hello, good morning.
Morning. Good morning, Esther.
You're welcome, sir.
Good morning, about Naribu.
Good morning, sir. You're welcome, sir.
Yeah, Tama, Minko.
Adupe, sir. Yes, sir.
That is not speaking from Makana. I want to speak. Is it not this Buhari that brings I want Niger, and Malu supporting them then, supporting them then. I can remember I mean Malu from Niger. I called the man. I said, from where these people they are eating my something. He said they are from me. I said, henceforth, Kasafa me, they should not
eat it again, even though the Niger still continue to do that. Only the Bahane settle the matter then. They get that when you losing that. Don't get no power our money and the need days of war. Don't get here and tell my one to one back there long. I will show you that God is the only judge who will judge everybody, including me.
I appreciate you, sir. Thank you for your comment. Thank you very much. Let's go on Facebook very quickly. I have this from Miami today. She says, good morning. For a country to thrive, a secure environment is essential. Until the federal government prioritizes security measures, Nigeria will remain vulnerable to various insecurity threats. Approving state police could be a viable solution given the effectiveness of local security initiatives. Particularly in the southwest, state police could perform even better. Thank you for your comment. Tolu Lokbadeyemi says, good morning. Now that the former president Muhammad Buhari had been laid to rest, I commiserate with his family and the entire nation, but I think his death should be a lesson for all the public office holders that nothing lasts forever, because his administration was nothing but a disaster. Okay, all right, it says due to his level. Okay, I can't take that on it, but thank you very much for your comment. To Lokbadeyemi. Oluwaseun Ruth says, good morning, I-FLIER FM. Good morning to you. The statement accredited to Additional is not surprising and expected from a character like him, because if this is so-called government has given so much to the health sector, we won't be complaining. I would just implore him to better channel his energy to advise the government of this day to rehabilitate our healthcare system to a standard one, so that they won't keep going abroad to die. All right, thank you, Oluwaseun, for your comment. I have this from Adidamolo Konla. She says, good morning, beautiful morning to you in the studio. Good morning to you too. It is so sad to know that our former president died in a hospital outside Nigeria. Why can't he invest in the health sector of Nigeria when he was in power? The way our leaders travel outside the country to seek medical care is alarming and discouraging. They should take care of our healthcare facilities, as some of us do not have the means to seek medical care outside. The irony of all of this is you will always find Nigerians as part of the medical team abroad. And leadership, please do better. Thank you. Thank you for your comment. Appreciate you. All right, please do call back. I have this from... Okay, let's pick this call first. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Baba.
You're welcome, sir.
Good morning, sir.
BBC.
Welcome, sir.
Honorable.
Amen. Good morning, sir.
I concur to everything you have said about Buhari. It depends the way people see his performance. Buhari happened to be stability leader, dictatorship leader, meaning that he came by army or by military. Nobody can doubt or can do about that is a dictator. Yes. Another thing that I don't want to explain it to you because I've been trying, only that my call is ignored. I know that nobody recognizes anyone's number. But another thing that Buhari happened to be someone that can call a one-sided leader. Very weak. He can easily be, blended or went to another shape like good smooth people. One thing we need to know, party is at way is a good thing. By the time he came, thank God that he used what called suffrage to suffrage Nigeria from this governor at that time. Everything turned upside down. Buhari intervention, he did a lot. And even that he did a lot, these people call governor, they do otherwise. I'm not here to be talking in favor of Makinde. Makinde had his own problem, but he know how to manage it. The man called Bajimabi, he used that one to torment everybody. See what happens after his life.
All right.
Dele talking to the kingdom. I am identified with Dele, leaving Oluwega a conversion. Please, be not your way up. You need them way down. You see, we not forget anybody that don't let it. According to whatever one does, we will live after him. Dele talking.
All right, we appreciate you very much, Elder Idile. Thank you very much. Your comment has been received. Thank you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir. All right,